I want to just read out a little something here about Gavi. So, this is Gavi since he joined the first team in the 21-22 season. So, original stats. He's played 7,784 minutes. He's made 111 appearances and 89 starts. And he's still only 19. So you see, I'm having a back and forth. You see, there are some morons that lock around Twitter, X videos, whatever you want to call it. People get injuries. We get it, and sometimes some injuries cannot be avoided. Sometimes you have players who are just injury prone, just based on their bone structure. They're more susceptible to longer term injuries than other people. So it is what it is. But then there are other instances where, guys, you don't need to even be an expert in medicine. You don't. You can just use basic logic. The human bone. The more and more you put the human bone through extraneous and strenuous and more wear and tear, the more likely injury will happen. So if the bone is just continually pushed through physical exertion, more likely you will get injured. Coupled in with the fact of if you're younger and your bones aren't as developed as when you're a 23, 24, 25, 26-year-old, it's going to be harder for you to be able to withstand the amount of games that you're being played. So if a guy at 19 is being played 7,000 minutes, it's the basic logic that it was more likely that he'll come into injury. Let's put the minutes to one side. Let's put the minutes to one side. Of course, these injuries will happen. But you cannot be playing a 19-year-old, a 16-year-old with this bunch of games. Same thing happening with Pedri. How does the guy play all of the Olympics? He plays all of the Euros. And he's a regular starter in La Liga as a teenager. That makes no sense. So the key thing here is this. Some injuries you can't avoid. You just get injured, you just get injured. It is what it is. Some injuries can be avoided. And the injuries that can be avoided is too many games are being played. And that is where I'm now arguing with morons on Twitter, because people say, oh, these guys get paid millions and so forth. So if they get paid millions for playing this kid's game, Fisherman's Bowl, they should have no complaints about the games being played. I said, you stupid idiot. It's not about these players. It's about us. We suffer. Because you being a multi-millionaire doesn't make you Superman. It doesn't make your bones built out of titanium. It doesn't make you Wolverine. Okay, you being a millionaire doesn't make your bones to be built out of adamantium. Okay, Weapon X tax. You don't have Weapon X tax if you're a millionaire. So whether you're earning 3 billion a week, if you're playing 3 games a week, you're playing internationals, you're playing nations leagues, you're traveling up here and here and everywhere, and you're playing 60, 70 games a season, more likely you will pick up injuries. Bro, anybody who's played sports knows that the more and more you play sports, especially a sport as physically taxing as football, the more and more you play it, the more likely a bone is going to snap, a bone is going to wear and tear. Different things are going to give way. An ACL tear will give way. It's basics. It's simple basics. Because there is, as I said again, there are some injuries where you play 5 games and if a long-term injury, you're just unlucky. That can't be avoided. Those injuries can't be avoided. But the injuries where you're being played 60, 70, 80 games, they can be avoided because some injuries are, well, it's just unlucky. You know, bad tackle, the way your bone is structured, it's just unlucky that you just had it. Other injuries where bro, you played 60, 70 games, the bone is just given away. Too much wear and tear, the bone are just given away. So it is those avoidable ones that you have to take issue with. You can't stop the unavoidable ones. So my thing here is, there are too many games. There are too many games. So you people saying that like, oh no, these millionaires shouldn't be complaining about everything. It's not about complaining. It's basic science, basic biology. If people are playing too many games, they're going to pick up injuries. If you pick up these injuries, it's going to harm the game because we want to watch a sport where the very best players are not only playing, but they're playing at an optimum level so that the product doesn't suffer. The product is going to suffer if the very best players are either injured or they can't play at an optimum level based on the amount of injuries that they are carrying, based on how many games that they are playing. Because if you have a right number of games where it's not too little, because you need to put in the work based on how much you're being paid, you need to put in the work. So not too little, not too much. Because if you're playing too many games, then the product is going to suffer. Because for Gavi right now, this was avoidable. He didn't have to play against Georgia. You had already qualified. You see, if they hadn't qualified, it is what it is. That's your first team, you need to play and qualify. You had already qualified. There were already notions that he was already carrying a knock. He was not even fully fit. You know that you didn't really need him. But then again, you didn't play him. So De La Fuente, that's on you. And here's the thing for De La Fuente. Forget about Barca. You've messed yourself up, because at the Euros next year, where you say France are the favourites, and after France, you may say it's either England or Portugal, Spain have a really good chance of being an outside chance of saying what's up with a very young, talented team. And Gavi would have been one of the most important players in that team. So, by you now making him play against Georgia Tech, shout out to Elijah, and now him now being injured in it's one thing being injured in a competitive game that you needed to play. Then, hey, we had to play. The worst thing is you being injured in a game that you didn't have to play. That is the worst thing. And for Gavi now, bro, it's because this was avoidable. You see, if it was a case where he didn't play that many games, if you give him here and here, and his minutes were properly managed based on just how much he's playing for Barcelona, then, and if he got this injury, it's unlucky. But the stuff that's going now is 7,000 minutes. This guy has clocked 111 appearances, 89 starts, and over 7,784 minutes as a 19-year-old. As a 19-year-old, that is really ridiculous. Because the sad fact is that Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine Yamal are amongst the best players for Barcelona. So Barca have some blame to take in. Now, Barca did one spin and say, "Yeah, bro, we're not sure that he's ready to go because he's not feeling great." But then he had to now. He can't refuse a national call-up. But for Barcelona, you shouldn't be in a situation where the likes of Gavi, Pedri, and Yamal are starters for you because these are your best players. These guys should be bench players and rotation players where the core of the team should be built off of your 25, 26, 27, 28-year-olds, 31, 32, 33-year-olds. But it's also in a situation due to maybe Bartomeu tax that you do rely on Gavi, you do rely on Lamine Yamal, who's freaking 6'16", and Pedri. Yamal is going to suffer the same fate. Because if Yamal is now playing the plethora of La Liga games, all the UCL games, are you sure he's going to be fully fit at the Euros next year? And again, for people to say, "Oh, but they're paid money." We want to see Pedri play. We want to see Gavi play. We want to see Jude Bellingham play. We want to see Musiala play. We want to see Camavinga play. We want to see Pedri, Gavi, Lamine Yamal. We want to see these guys play because these guys are the future and they're amongst the best of the future. And for a good tournament, you want to see the very best players play. So it is for us, the fans. For us, the fans, we want these guys to be given the very best chance to not only go into a tournament fully fit, but at a good optimum level. And the way to do that is you have to limit the number of games because there are just far too many games being played. And these guys just have far too many minutes. It is what it is, man. Like that vid, subscribe over there, check out those other vids, man. One love.